Before you start Project 6-1, you need to download the Ubuntu ISO image. Log into Blackboard, go to Lectures and Lessons, Section 6. The second link should be the Ubuntu server download link. Once it's downloaded, start your Oracle VirtualBox, click New, and create a virtual machine called Ubuntu 14. It should auto-select Linux and Ubuntu 64 as the type. If not, make the changes. Click Next. We'll give it 2048 meg. And if you're low on space, you could drop it down to 1024 or even 768. We'll hit Next. We'll create a new virtual disk. Keep the default type. Keep it set at dynamic. The size should be 20 gigabytes. Once it's created, you'll want to start the virtual machine. It will ask to select Startup Disk, hit your folder icon, and browse to where you downloaded the Ubuntu ISO. Click the file. Click Open. Click Start. Here we'll select English. I'll have to click inside with my mouse. If you need to get your mouse back, use your right control key on the keyboard to reveal your mouse again. So I'll hit Enter. We'll want to install Ubuntu server, so you can use the top option. Hit Enter. In a few moments, we'll come up. We'll go Enter on English. We'll select United States. And we want to select Yes, so you can use your left arrow key to move over to Yes. You can also use the Tab key, tab between options in a text-based installation screen. So select Yes. Here I'll type Y on my keyboard. I'll type a W on the keyboard, and now we'll hit Enter about 10 times to go through all of the characters. At the end, it says the keyboard is US, so hit Enter to continue since it is selected. After a few minutes, it will scan through and then ask you to set a host name. Here we do Ubuntu 01. If you're on a classroom computer, you'll want to select whatever number is taped to the front of your machine, your physical machine, if you're doing this in the lab, in the classroom. Otherwise, for online, just put 01. Use your Tab key to tab over and select Continue and hit Enter. For the username, we're going to use user1. Hit Tab to go to continue. User account name to type in for login. We'll keep it at user1. Hit Tab to select continue and hit Enter. Choose a password. We'll name it secret. Tabbing each time to select continue. And then we'll need to select Yes to use the weak password. We do not want to encrypt our home directory. Select No and hit Enter. It should auto-detect our time zone, America, Chicago. If not, click No and select America, Chicago as the time zone. Here, we want to select the option Guided, Use Entire Disk, and Set up LVM. So it should already be highlighted for you. Hit Enter. You should only have one drive to select. It should be roughly 20 gigabytes in size. Hit enter. On this one, you're going to want to go over to selecting yes and hit enter. The amount of space, we will use the entire space, so hit enter. On this page, note we have partition number 1 of ext2. That is going to be where it puts the boot files. And then there's 2 logical volumes, one for swap and one for the root file system. So there's actually going to be 3 separate volumes on this system. We want to arrow over to yes, hit enter. The installation portion will take several minutes to complete. Once it is complete, it wants us to know how to configure the package manager. If we are behind a proxy firewall, we are not. Tab to continue. After it downloads all of the package information, it asks us, do we want to turn on automatic updates? We're going to click no automatic updates. The question is, why would you want to not automatically update your system? If you have third-party packages, programs that you have written, updates may break them. Here it wants us to select and install everything except for manual package selection. So use your spacebar to put an asterisk and then down arrow key to select the next option until you get to the end of the list, except for the last one. Tab to continue, hit enter. The SQL password, pass1234. Keep the default internet site and hit enter. The system mail, we'll use the same, should already be highlighted Ubuntu 01 that you typed earlier, or the computer number if you're in class. Hit enter. On this page, you'll want to select yes to go ahead and auto-create a self-signed certificate. In this page, we'll need to change the localhost to Ubuntu 01 or the number of your computer. It will now go through the install of all the other packages that we highlighted. After a long wait, you'll come to another question about the Grub bootloader. I want to make sure that yes is highlighted to install it into the master boot record and hit enter. It'll then ask to finish the installation. It's time to reboot. Hit continue. The system will start up, and it will start up in the text mode only. With the server version of Ubuntu, they do not include a graphical interface. Once the system starts, we cannot log in as root because it did not ask us for a root password during installation. All that we have is user 1 and secret as the password. Some people leave the root account without a password, so that a hacker cannot remotely try to brute force or guess the root account password. Since there's no password, you can't log in as root. So how do you do administrative task? Well, you can read about the sudo command and how to allow or disallow certain users from using sudo, but it allows you to switch over to the super user account and run command. So if I type sudo space su minus, that will execute the su command as root and actually log us into the root account. So here I need the password for user 1. Notice not asking for the root account. So now my prompt is changed to a £, and that's how that many people keep their Ubuntu. Later on in the labs, we will create a password for root, but not at this time. So go ahead and finish out Project 6-1. Take the screenshot after step 25.